Hey everyone, this devlog is going to be a bit shorter due to unforeseen issues, but you'll hear more about that later. Anyways, this month I mostly tried focusing on the menu, but I also got around to adding XP and prototyping some new vehicles. So without any further ado, let's get into it. First thing I started on was the menu. I wanted to get more functionality in, as well as fixing a few bugs. I started by updating the customization screen, so now you can cycle through weapons and vehicles, as well as basic functionality for the expression tab. Once I get the assets in, you'll be able to customize your assassinations, pose, and slide trail. The slide trail will only be activated if you're sliding above a specific speed. This little bit of functionality will help make implementing the assets a lot easier. After that, I focused on the lobby player list. We've been having bugs with it, and I finally got it mostly working. Sometimes after a match, it'll show duplicated players, but clicking the refresh button will fix that. All I have to do now is go in and call that refresh button at the right time, so it'll always look right. Last main thing for the main menu was having the game check which version you're on, and if you're on the wrong version, it will give you a prompt to restart, which means that as long as I update everything properly, we'll never have to worry about being on a different version. By far, one of the biggest additions this month was XP and leveling. I wanted to get this prototyped as early as possible so that I would have as much time to tweak the system the best I can. Because of the XP system, I also added a ton more medals, and let you earn XP from those medals. This was a lot of fun to code and test, and I have even more medals that need to be implemented. If you guys have some ideas, feel free to leave them in the comments. Last thing for XP was an XP screen that shows you how much XP you got that game and what your new level is. This is super simple and basic, but it functions and it gets the job done. Because of the addition of more medals, I wanted to be able to view the medals people got in games. I added some simple animations to the post-game carnage, and now you can click on a player and see all the medals they got. In the future, the screen will show all of their stats, like how many times they killed a specific player, or got killed by a specific player, and so on and so forth. At this time in the month, my family decided to wait till a few days before a family trip to tell me that we were going on a family trip. So that week I got very little work done. However, I was able to remote into my computer, and with the limited amount of control that I had, I made a vehicle spawner and blocked out the account tab for the menu. When I got back home, I spent a little under a day working on the functionality for the account screen. Now you can view your total kills, deaths, assists, KD, and medals. Being the last week of the shortest month, I wanted to focus on something a bit more meaningful to the game, and while yes, there were still some menu bugs, this was more fun to code, or at least, that's what I thought at the beginning of the week. I decided to work on the vehicles some more, as I wanted to get them replicated so we could start properly testing. I very quickly made them client authoritative for now, but we'll explore better replication options in the future. We were able to hop in, drive around, and we were just having a blast splattering each other. At this point, I decided I wanted to work on a wheeled vehicle. I had watched Rocket League's GDC talk about how they did their vehicle and network physics, as well as a few other GDC talks about vehicle physics. I felt I could tackle wheeled vehicles one step at a time, and boy did I learn a lot. I first tried to work on the Cerberus motorcycle, but I realized I should work on something a bit simpler like the Vulcan, which is more of a Jeep type vehicle. I'm not going to walk you guys through the entire process, as that's something for another vehicle for another video. The biggest issue I had with the Vulcan was the suspension. I was using sphere traces, but that's bigger than the wheel and can cause collision issues. So, I tried a different approach, using cylinders, but those collisions also didn't want to work for me. However, the Vulcan decided to want to take a dance break because that's all it did for the next couple hours. And then after that, physics just decided to clock out for the day. After that monstrosity, I decided to go back to the traces because they do work and would allow me to at least figure out a lot of the other systems. Utilizing curves, I was able to implement acceleration, friction, and braking. These work right now on flat ground, but on angled surfaces it sometimes won't allow you to accelerate at all, so I'll have to look into that. But I now present to you wall driving, a totally new and innovative mechanic for vehicles in fast-paced games. On a real note though, this is just because of the suspension and how far out the wheels are, but it's pretty funny to discover this bug. And who knows, I may find a way to bring this into the actual game, perhaps on another vehicle? Anyways, that brings us to the end of the month. I know it was short, but being the shortest month of the year and not being able to code for a week will do that. This month, I will hopefully be working with some artists to get some art for armor and weapons, and depending on how that goes, we may be able to get updated models. In the meantime, however, I will focus my first couple weeks on bug fixing and some general user experience things. Alrighty, Thanks for watching. Don't forget to leave your feedback in the comments, and I'll leave you guys with some highlights from our test session. I'll see you guys in the next one. Because... No. I'm good.
That's their executions.
Yep. Please don't. Please don't. Please don't.
No.
Control.
Oh, come on.
Can't aim. Yeah, I can't aim with the sniper. Oh.
Uh-huh.
No, 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 no.
Oh, yeah,
Oh.
it's...
Yeah. Shut up. Shut up.